Salam alaikum. Alaikum Sara. Zambia locutada con mucho más Jiménez. Muchas Sara. Early in the morning, I want to make a part two because it seems that a lot of people are trying to understand the hot or cold, whether you work something hot or you work something cold, whether you pick up something hot or you pick up something cold. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to understand, but it's very simple. It's the energy that we are working with. Hey, Malcolm Condensada. Is that you, Matamba? Hey, Malcolm Condensada. Um, when we go pick up, for example, what we call a weya, a print from an animal, a track from the animal. Let's use a horse as an example. The horse is galloping, and when it hits the ground, it leaves a print. It leaves a way, and that's something that we can pick up and put it inside the enganga, put it inside the receptacle, the caldero, the prenda. But it's not just walking up to the print and grabbing it and put it in the bag so later you can put it in the enganga. That's not like that. It has a ritual. Hey, salam alaikum, peace, twin. It's not just that. It's not just a one, two, three. Let's. Oh wow, there's a print here from a bird, footprint from a bird. Let's pick it up. Or there's a fossil here. Let's pick it up. A lot of people say let's trap that spirit. I call it, my way of saying is let's trap that vibration. So let's say you're walking down in the woods and you find a print, or you're near a horse stable and you need the print um, for, let's say, a sarabanda, right? Let's use the word sarabanda, or for an ensasi. It depends on your enganga, whether your enganga was built hot, to work hot, or to work cold. And in this case, ensasi or siete rayo, most of the time, and probably all of the time, it's worked hot. So we have this material, this powder that is called tocola. It's a red powder made of out of clay. Some people even use the brick dust, but it has to be the red, like very red brick dust. You make it into a powder. When you found the footprint that you want to gather and pick up and put it in your pot, what you do is you make a circle, a red dot on that print, and then you get pemba. And I'm not talking about a candle. It's the pemba, is what a lot of people will call cascarilla or clay, the white clay. Eh, Malcolm Sara. The white clay, and then you draw white around the circle. You do not cover the red circle with the white. So it's almost like making a target. So first it's red, a red dot, and then around the red dot you draw a white dot. Now this is in Mayombe. And then you say your prayer, your licencia, and then you pick it up. Now there's a certain way that you pick it up. Now that is something I will not tell you. You gotta figure that out. Or you gotta ask your godfather or your godmother, because they should know. And then you put that in the bag or in a container, and it doesn't matter. You can go ahead and pick up the tocola as well. You can pick it up with pemba. It doesn't matter. Now the same thing applies if you go and you're looking for another hot element. What is another hot element? The nest of a fire ant. That dirt where the fire ants are is considered to be a hot element. Now you have to be careful and you have to do this fast because once those fire ants start biting, it could be a little bit painful. The same concept applies. You walk to the ant hill, you make your red dot with the tocola, remember the red powder, or you can use that red brick powder. So you're painting it. It could be the size of a quarter, guys. It doesn't have to be, and ladies, it doesn't have to be that big. And then you get the cascarilla or the clay, the white clay that you have powder, and you go around it. Make that the circle around the red dot, and then you pick it up, and then you put it inside wherever container you have that you're gonna take back home, so then you can introduce it to the nganga. And you're gonna ask, well, how is the the horse print hot? Because at the time the horse was running, it imprinted very strong. The horse was heated. At least that's the concept that I was told. Because a lot of times we pick up the print. We pick up the print from Nganga. Hey, Malcolm McQueen Sarah Moonwich. We're picking up the print and introducing it into the Nganga because we're picking up the vibration. We pick up vibration because everything that is on earth we can use inside the Nganga to defend and to attack, to cure, or to heal, or to do damage. Because yo jura bueno, yo jura malo. Okay? Because a lot of people are still confused. It's like, well, how do we pick up the dirt? How do we pick up the footprint? Now, I can't go into a lot of detail because there is a prayer that you have to say. When you go into Enfinda, there's a licencia prayer and then and boa that we have to say before we enter. Everything is sermonized, but once you understand the process on how to pick up the dirt, it's the same process for almost all type of dirts. It's the same process when you go out there and you're getting cunias. And there's another thing that you have to take with you so you can divine. Okay, there's a thing that you take with you that the Tata takes with them, especially when they're building in Nganga, and they put it right at the bottom or next to the dirt they're gonna pick up, and they're gonna divine if that's the dirt, if that dirt is cuenda, if that dirt is okay. Okay. Um, there's multiple purpose why we use those fire ants. Not just the dirt. But the ends itself, we could powder them down and putting them to in polo when we're doing an arreo, or we sending in polo with fula, mixed with fula. There's certain ways that you can use that part of the fire ant to send the fula. Okay. Um, it's palo is a science. Palo is not a one, two, three, and let's it's done. It's a science from especially in the building of the Nganga. It's very important. The steps are very important. The explanation is very important when you go and get the encunias yourself. The encunias are the sticks. Because a lot of people go into the Botanica and buy them. Yes, there are some that you buy that an Nganga has to have. Um, the very known ones. But a lot of times, like me myself, I go in Finda and count it myself. But you have to have the knowledge, and you have to have the knowledge on which Incunia is it that is willing to go with that Nganga. Because people's like, well, I'm gonna take a stick and I'm taking the spirit of the tree. Well, not in reality. You're not taking the spirit. You're taking a vibration or part of the tree, a healing property or a poisonous property from the tree. Now, yes, is there a way that you can take the spirit of the tree? But you do understand that once you do that, that tree is going to die. If the tree is willing to come with you, the spirit of that tree is willing to come with you. And how do you know if it happens? Well, you have to have confianza in your muerto. You have to have confianza, confidence in what you do. But there's also another way that if you go back to that tree should be already rotting, decaying, and lifeless. Is no leaves or anything like that. That's when you know that you already took the life of that tree. Now, that's some things that I don't recommend, but there's some inside us that we do that we have to. But we ask permission of the tree, and the spirit is not gonna go with you no matter what. I mean, there's other ways, but it's gonna be very hard to force the spirit to go with you unless it's willing to go with you. Remember, this is a nature-based tradition. This is a nature-based practice. Um, become nature. In order for you to really learn true Palo, you really have to. This is not just by book reading. Now, this message is for those um, who claim to be self-initiated, do not want to pay the rights. That's your business. I'm not gonna get involved with that. And pick up books and think that they're gonna get all the information from book. Remember, book is more of a universal thing. But when you claim a lineage, you have to learn the style of the lineage. You have to learn the secrets of the lineage. That's why it's very important to join a lineage. Because I've heard and I've seen and I've spoken to many people that are self-initiated. Okay, now I'm gonna switch the conversation here real quick. Because a lot of these people who are claiming to be self-initiated turn around and then they self-initiate into Tata and Gayo and then Tata and then whatever they call themselves, right? And then turn around and then they want to charge people for initiation. Yes, a lot of people are self-initiating for certain reasons or their belief system, which I respect their belief system. I'm not gonna fight, those who have walked this path and have paid their dues. Okay, uh, buena enseñanza son cosas de malongo. Yo recuerdo Santa Noche que en vez de coto coto min combo mi momen arriba en ganga parte adentro parte afuera. Sacrificiuero Wendayeto. You have to earn that, guys. This is not. It's not as a one, two, three. And it's. I don't want to talk too much because then people get hurt. But if you decide to go now, I'm not agreeing with the self initiation, especially when you say palo, and then say something else, man. Just say something else. It'll be easier for you because when you say I'm self-initiated into Briumba, I'm self-initiated into Kimbisa, I'm self-initiated into Mayombe, people are not gonna accept that easily. Okay, but then don't turn around and then start charging people for initiations. Because I call you guys hypocrites. That's what I do. You know. But anyways, um. I just wanted to touch a little bit about the hot and cold aspect. The people are still asking me questions, or how do we pick up this way, or how do we pick up this dirt? It's not just going up to where you found with the dirt that you need and just taking it and going. There is a ritual that you do. There's like a little ceremony that you do. You use the tocola. Now, if the nganga is works cold, now you want to do the opposite, where you want to put the white dot first and then make the circle with the red. That's when you're using a cold energy. Now, let's say real quick, let's say that you want to do an ensada right there in Enfinda, but your pot works hot, but you need to do a job that is cold. It is fine because as ganguleros, as tata and yayas, we have the rights to work in Infinda and we have the right to work with nature. Not all the time are we gonna be working with Nganga. Not all the time we're gonna be working with Nkisi. Sometimes we have to work with those spirits of nature, or the spirits that are in Infinda, or the spirits that are in Campolemba, Camposanto, whatever you want to call it, right? Which is not the same. And you need to do an ensada that is cold, it is fine. You can do it right there because you don't need to take that job all the way to Nganga because you are at the, what you call it, the true essence of nature when you're in Finda. You're working directly with the energy of nature. You're working directly with Malongo. Oh, sorry, Muna Longo. You're working directly with Muna Longo. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Just another video. I was very busy this weekend. We had a lot of ceremonies. We had a lot of godchildren come that came in. So, quien Sambia Locutara con mucho más Jimenez. And you'll have a great day. All right. See you in the next video. Bye bye.